Good day, Town North Baptist Church. We're so happy that you're with us, joining us on this video here. Lowell came to me about 2 weeks ago and expressed a desire, really a conviction over not wanting to, or having the desire to step up and share his testimony in our Sunday night times. But he said that for some reason he never did it. And so I said I would give him this opportunity. And I trust, knowing about him when I do, that this will be an uplifting time and you'll be able to see how God has worked in his life. And so without any more delay, Brother Lowell, take it away.
Okay, thank you. I will drop back a little bit before the meant to, because you said, might help with you where I came from. My dad's parents, they were school teachers in and where are they from?
O'Brien,
No, granddaddy.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. They were teachers there. Apparently, their dad decided to come to Texas, and they moved here with their family. At about the same time that was happening, my mother's people lived in Alabama. They decided to come to Texas, and by some, they didn't know each other, but they wound up about 6 miles apart. And then Daddy married one of the girls from that family, and that's got our group started. And I was born a few years later, and when I was 6, I was in a vacation Bible school, probably the second one. Actually, the first time I ever went to church, I was 2 months old. And that got me started going to church, and I've been going ever since. But at 6, at that barbecue, at that meeting, it was getting towards the last of it. In fact, it may have been the last service before the ceremonies. And funny, I knew what I was going to do that day. I knew it. I knew exactly what I was going to do. So the minute they started the invitation, I stepped out and went forward and told them what I wanted. I wanted to accept God as my leader forevermore. I want to be with him. So that started my life with God, with that vacation Bible school. Now, my grandfather on his side, he loved music, and he was filled in part-time. He was a music director. My dad, not that musical, but he did fill in music director at our place when they were there. They were at church about 3 miles apart. So I had music on both sides of the family. Now, on mother's side of the family, they had her and 3 brothers. There was 2 of them died or something. I don't know what happened to them. They had their own quartet. And they sang at local singing schools, local music schools, what have you. So I had to come in from both sides. And basically, my early life, that's the big part of it. One other thing, I overheard my principal talking to my dad, who was also a board member. He says, that group that your son's in, and your son's in, he says, I'm not sure what they got going on. I don't know if it's legal or stretching the law or what it is. Dad said, well, you know what to do. If you find this wrong, you prosecute. That's all there is to it. He said, well, just don't jump the gun. Let me check this out fully. And I got home, got off the bus, went up to the board, and that's when I did my serious praying ever. You know, keep me out of trouble, keep me safe. About 30 minutes, I came back, I felt relaxed. I didn't know whether it was good or not. But I never heard anything else out of it. So I knew from that standpoint that apparently he did do something. God said something. He got me out of that. I was not a top ideal student perfectly. I had my problems, yes, but never anything too terrible. Okay, and then going up into high school, well, I'd started piano at 16 years old also. And by the time I was 9 and 10, I was playing for church, at least the night services, sometimes both services. And then one of the pastors, we had some good pastors. One of them, his wife, was also a piano player. And so she, after a while, she said, I know you played piano too, and you played before we got here. He said, but I talked with some people here, and they are going to move another piano in up front. And I want you to start tomorrow, this Sunday. You on that piano, me on this, and we'll play together all the time. So I was about like 9, and I was starting full-time church playing. And also, those days we had people that came from primarily the Stamps Quartet Music School, and they came in the summertime and taught music lessons, how to sing, how to read music, and it was usually 1 or 2 weeks each, and then there was another place about 20 miles away from it. They met there for the second session. So we were at our session and his session. So we got nearly a year's worth of training, and that was for several years. And then my granddad said, well, this is on Dad's side, says, what are you going to say when I tell you that I won't take Lowell and Donald, that's my double first cousin, said I want to take them to Dallas this summer to the Stamps Quartet School of Music, which is one of the best around that for gospel music. They said, fine, they take them, if you can stand them, take them, keep them for us. And so that was my first year there. Then they carried me the next year. Next time, said, no, I'm too old for that. We can't do it anymore. He looked at my mother and said, can you handle that? Yeah, I guess I can get there. He said, well, the Lord's driven down there with me several times. He can get you there, even if he's doesn't have a license yet. We get licensed at 14 then, so I was 13 first time I drove without him to, that's about three hours away. And we taught all type of music there. And then one summer, we had 2 young men from Baylor came to Bill. I think it was just like a 10-day, just a weekend type thing, but he stayed with us. And that time, they preached to me, Baylor. You had to go to Baylor University. And I was convinced. I was going to Baylor. I thought, well, if I can't do there, I want to go to Texas Tech. Dad said, no, you go to church school. But you're going to have to, it's your choice. And I got closer to school, and I hadn't done anything yet. We hadn't been in Abilene, which is 70 miles from home. He says, let's just swing through Hardin Simmons. You take a look. It don't mean nothing. We'll just take a look and see what it is. And that looked all right. So small university. And the funny part, way things lead to be, Dad saw this guy walking across the lot. He said, Ernest, is that guy that looked in there? He says, that's going to be our voice teacher, our roommate. And we came back and he says, well, what do you think? I said, that's all right, it looks pretty nice. In fact, yeah, I do like it. I met my roommate. I said, who'd you meet? He said, boy, coming out of school, he's going to be my roommate. Same man. And so we were together for a year and a half, something like that, before we had to drop out. But just one of those things, that's my first real change in leadership, to leave Baylor, going to Hardin Simmons. Had no idea I was going to do that. And then, I guess, about towards my senior year, every year we had senior day or career day. Outside men, companies came in and talked to you, trying to get to go to their place, join them. And I didn't want to. So my roommate says, "Go with me, let's talk to this recruiter, Air Force recruiter." I said, "No, I don't want to. You know where I'm going. You've already talked to him. I'm settled on him." He said, "Well, call me. I need somebody with me." He was my best friend, so I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll go." So I this for a while. I got excuse me, and I left. Went out and waited outside and waited on him. Came back. He said, "I like it." I said, "You should have been there." I said, "No, you know what I'm going to do? Mine made up." I said, "Well, we have to go to take some tests to see if we can get into the school. And you at least go out and work with that." I thought, yeah, should be interesting. Well, that was a 6-hour test, the toughest test I've ever taken in my life. And we both passed to go into
OTS.
officer training school. And as he got closer, he says, "No, I'm not going." I said, "Well, I am." Of course, one other thing that forced me along, I had done some checking with about going to service draft. And they said, "Well, you won't make draft this time, but the next roundabout, you can almost bet you'll be going to the Vietnam." Okay, I believe I will join Air Force, go to officer training school, and see where it goes from there. So that was another second change, big change. I can't remember what was next.
Rival.
Yeah, after it was a 9-day school, and he didn't go, and I did, and I got in, and I was assigned just to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, which is not that far from home. And that was another thing on the about going to Hardin Simmons. That's 70 miles from home, so I can still go home on weekends. I can still still play for them my Oregon on Sunday mornings. That was another selling point for there. Okay, now I'm in Lackland, and there for several months, and then we had to go off to school to Fort Lee, Virginia. We were there for 4 months. And again, first Sunday there, I got to take it to church. I tried one, that's not good. Second Sunday, I tried another, it's kind of a small church. The pastor also led the singing. I discovered it, well, the woman playing the piano was his wife. And so somewhere about the next Sunday, I was talking with him. Now, the clear blue, he says, "Can you lead singing?" I said, "Well, I have, yes." He said, "Oh, if you'll come to church here, I'll let you take on my job because I don't need to do both of them." Okay. And when I overheard that, she says, "Can you play the piano?" I said, "Yeah, I'll play the piano." He looked at him and says, "You only gave him halftime, the other half he's going to take my job too." So I was doing both jobs at varying times for 4 months I was there. And after that time I was up and went back to Lackland. And this is what he's a stranger. One of the guys that's in training with, we were friends. We weren't friends. We knew each other. And first 2 weeks was back from Virginia. Some Saturday, he came by the door, we're sitting in the dorm. He says, Lowell, you go to church, don't you? I said, yes, you know. He said, well, I was out riding around, and I saw this steeple, big white steeple. And I swung by there and found it. It looks like a church. Would you go to church with me Sunday? Yeah, why not? And then, well, we were a little late. We were sitting way back. We're inside the church. And enjoyed the preaching, and definitely enjoyed the music, the director. And even more so, afterward he says, did you see a girl sitting up in the choir? He says, well, yeah, I didn't notice. I said, I did. I'm pretty sure all thing I've ever seen. And so I went back the next Sunday, sitting down close. Nobody. Third Sunday, nobody. Fourth Sunday, I said, well, it must have been a fluke. It must not have been anybody I saw. Because I'm not as good as eyes. So I talked to the music director and he says, can you use somebody else in the choir? I said, well, it all depends. He says, can you read the music at all? I said, I've been reading music since I was 9. He said, well, I'll find out if you'll come to choir practice. Then he said, okay, yes, I want you. Can you sing the baritone? Whatever part you want. I've been from America. And so he got in there, so I sat back there, and we sat me for 3 or 4 Sundays. And one Thursday was working, practice now for choir. And I went back and sat down, I started to sit down. He said, no. He said, I want you down here. I said, well, I get up here. I want you down here. I thought, what about down north? He was trying to get me out or what? But I went down, got to sit down. I just sat down and he says, Lowell, I want you to meet Sue Gilbert. I said, yeah, okay. Didn't pay attention. And then he says, Lowell, I want you to meet Sue Gilbert. I turned around and looked. And I thought, oh my God, that's the girl I saw that first Sunday. And needless to say, we started going to choir and going to church and choir. And church and choir then a day. So 3 or 4 nights a week, we were tied up and this went on for, I don't know, maybe 8 months, 11 months. And this is kind of a make-believe type thing, but I can all see it happening. I know what kind of character God can be if he so wants to be. And I can see him talking to somebody who says, you know, I got in there, says, he's been after me for 15, 16 years now, just to find him the perfect wife. He said, I found her, and what does he do? Nothing, just sits on it. He says, I'll fix him. And so the next day I showed up at work. They called me in and says, oh, your assignment's come up. It says, you're going to Pakistan. I said, where is that? He says, that's, you'll find out what it is when you get there. I said, how soon are we going? Well, it's 3 months from now. So So anyway, I found out, let's go overseas, so we had a date that night. Lady, but so, down to her home, says, what's better for you? There's nothing. Lying again. Then I started leaving, says, well, yeah, remember this, says, I've got my assignment. And I'm going overseas. She said, that figures. What do you mean with that? I said, never gotten tied up with an air flyboy. We kind of went home after that. They carried him further. But I was going to, she was going to go with me to my folks' house that next weekend. And we went to Abilene. That's where we used to do a lot of shopping. It's just a good town. And I don't know, they were shopping. We wound up just looking, window shopping at a jewelry store. And time when we got up there, we left there with an engagement ring. And then, I guess it was a couple of weeks later, I finally got enough, or something, got enough guts to ask her to marry her. Even though I already had the ring messed up and didn't say anything. It's okay. Then we, like, well, we got to find somebody to do it. I said, well, usually the preacher says, she says, I'm going to it. Well, I don't know at all, just to say hello. The assistant director, I do kind of know him. We could do use him. And the music director, he says, how's this things coming along? I said, well, not too great. We're trying to find somebody to marry us. He says, huh? I can. I said, sure you can, sure you can. He said, no, I'm a minister, and I'm authorized to do it. So thank goodness, thank you. So he married us. And then we're down to 2 months prior to leaving. So we finally got married. And knew that was a very short period of time. Sure enough, passed fast. And I took off and went to Pakistan. By that time, it's not Pakistan, it's Pakistan. And that was in the days didn't have the telephone like they got now. So if we ever did make a telephone call, we had to wait and do it at midnight or middle of the night or something like that for one of the other roads. And sure enough, the guy gave us the right truth. There was no places for me to get a house. So I kept asking him every few months, asking him a few weeks. And finally says, well, there's been some policy changes, but I'm not sure it's going to help you. Okay, how's that? I said, well, we could bring your spouse over, but the catch is you have got to find a house and have it up and ready when she gets here. I thought, in Pakistan, I got to find somebody? No way. And I knew one Pakistani guy, he was around part of a bit, told him what happened. He said, hang on, let me find something. Next day, he says, I found something. You want a house? No. Actually, it's 2 garages. They're sitting side by side, but it's space in between. And I convinced him if he put a roof on the top of those, we can rent those to these stupid Americans. They'll buy anything. He said, I got your house. So we're looking. One half of it had a kitchen. The other half we had 2 bedrooms, what would be. And then there was this living room in the middle with, I guess, the shower was down the other end of it. I don't remember what it was. But it was like 15 feet wide or something, about 25 feet long. Who cared? We were together. And she wound up, we got a stove.
A
Coleman stove. She cooked on that for 9 months or something. That's what we lived on. We had to be off base. But then we'd been there, she'd been there maybe 2 months. And that we knew that Pakistanis and the Indians were having problems. So now we heard these firecrackers going off. So we rushed up in to see what's going on. And I said, there's not firecrackers. They're bombing us. So we went scoot under the bed. And we stayed there until the shooting quit. And so we got up, went outside. Well, nothing hit our house or anything. Come find out, we figured they knew where the American stuff was because they're being paid, so what's the other, both sides are being paid, the Americans on the side, now they're fighting each other. Next day he said, all right, all you dependents, says y'all be packed up, you're being shipped out to Turkey. At that time, Turkey was friends to us. So they took off, and we got separated again. And at that time, I was in Pakistan, she was in Turkey, my car was in a dock in Ethiopia, her clothes were some other place. Where? Karachi. Okay. So after they've been a month or so been there, myself and this guy we called in and says, we'll shoot to a school, do some more training. And you'll be going to Germany. And they said, well, what about our wives? They said, well, if you want to go through Turkey and pick them up and take them with you, it's fine. They said, we'd like to apply for leave on the tail end of this meeting. Okay, that's fine too, no problem. So moved that for a week. And then we started catching hops from one place to other, Air Force planes. And we hit over the next few months, next 2 months, we probably were in 6, 7, 8 different countries. And where was that good one?
Thailand?
Thailand. No, that was up next.
Oh,
Overnight.
Greece. Greece, it was Greece.
Greece. And with all we would see it, maybe we had a day or two. Well, they woke us about midnight or something, told us, if y'all we're going to take it off, if y'all want to go with us, you better have your suitcase loaded and ready in an hour's time. We're leaving. So the 4 of us were packed up, got right and took off. It was just like that. We'd stop here, there, there. Another time, we got stuck, couldn't get out. And I told the guy with me, I said, we've got to get out. We've got to get back to Pakistan. They're naming us. Our time's up. The guy that worked there, he says, did I hear Pakistan? Are y'all from Pakistan? I said, yes, we are. He said, hold on. He came back to me. He says, I got your flight. Not where you want to go, but it's there at that time. You had to come into Pakistan at their border, then take a flight up to our place. You couldn't come in the other way. That's where they had planned out. We would fly into there and had to worry about getting over the border. And so after we took the flight and got to there. And there's a guy met us there. He says, y'all 3 people want to go to Pakistan? Yes, that's us. He says, if I can do it for you. He says, let me see your passports. We give him our passports. About an hour later, are we idiots or what? We give him our passport. Now we're stuck. But a few minutes later, he came back. He says, here you go. He says, you got your flight out. You'll be leaving in the morning. You're going into Pakistan. We said, from here, you can't do that. He says, you can now. So we got it fixed. So got it back. Finally now we're in Pakistan together. So it's been 11 months or 12 months, something like that. We've been together less than 2 months, that's full time. But then we stayed the rest of the time there another year. And I left. And she said, where are you going? I said, we're going back to the States. She said, you going to? She loves San Antonio. She said, we're going back to San Antonio? I said, chances are no. I soon found out where we're going to eventually to Minot, North Dakota. But since first we had to kill a week's time before our school started in where's that, sir?
What about that? Why don't you just bypass it, you got
Anyway, we went
service.
there, and we were there for 4 months training. And we didn't have any transportation because the car wasn't back yet. So we had to take a cab every time we went for every day. 4 months we completed it. And then we were going to go from there to California for 6 months, more training. And then after that, over there they said,
Drove to
well,
mine.
for that, right in the middle of it, they said, well, there's certain we're having to deal with it, and we don't know, they're going to be able to take you to school for this week, because we're all in that, getting along. And he said, what do we do? He said, we don't care, just don't show up anymore. So we took off 3 days, we went to San Francisco, came back, 3 days later, we went the other direction to San. Anyway, the other direction. We finally finished that up and started heading out to Minot. I bought a set of
Snow tires.
snow tires and had them back in the car because if everyone needed them, we got them. We got about half part of the way. I thought, you know, we might run something. Maybe I should just go ahead and change yours. Pulled in the station, told the guy what I wanted. They opened the trunk. What the hell are you doing with snow tires and you're in the desert? Where are you going? I said, Minot, North Dakota. He said, no, pull in and I'll have you out in a few minutes. So he loaded us, fixed us up, we took, and we arrived in Minot. And it was night, knew we couldn't get anything done that way. The next morning report in. And that was first week, well, early part of May. And we woke up next morning and 6 inches of snow on the ground. We thought, well, we've played it now. So, started doing a lot more training. And wound up, I was about 5 months back. Anyway, it was a missile combat crew commander, that's what it was. And that meant we're in a hole 60 feet down, and you'd be there for you'd be leaving sometime the next day. And this happened twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And I'm from the country. I was raised on a farm. I loved the outdoors. And here I am, 60 feet underground, 3 days a week. This went on and kept going on and on and on. And things wasn't going too well. One thing, we were working as much as 60 hours a week. We had to go to class. We were working out in the field. We had to go to class. So, I don't know, it just wasn't too great. I remember the day I'd been set up my desk for 3 or 4 hours, studying just for classes the next day. And I've heard of these things happening. I couldn't believe it was happening. I heard his voice. It's time for you to go home. I couldn't believe what I heard for one thing. I think he'd be right. I've been working too hard. And then just said one more word. It says home. So I got up when it's Sue. We loved the Air Force. We loved the service. We loved the service people. Got along great with them. I said, Sue, Bill, we can help. She said, well, what do you mean? I said, I think I've been told it's time for us to get out of here. So I went over and talked to the commander the next day. He said, well, thought you were going to stay over full time. I watched this about a few things I might not be able to last 20 years because I'm just a reserve. And he said, well, I can't let you go. He says, you've been in school. One of the reasons for getting people to come up there. But you can stay there 4 years and get your master's degree in something, industrial engineering. And sweet. He said, you can't do it. He says, you got to serve another year. I says, okay, let it be. You have my paper filled out a year from now and I'll be back. And that's what I had to do my duties and all that. So about the third time I came back to okay, I'm ready to get out. He says, you still want to? He says, yeah, positive. He said, well, 30 minutes I'll have your paper, so you'll be out. That's the end of it. Because I've been in service now for 8 years. And so I'm well past my time. So we got in our car and headed south. But up there, you can drive out the gate, take a right, and head south. Every intersection you come to, cross over, head south, all the way down to Texas. Within 30 miles of my hometown, we had to get off of it and go over there. Spend a couple nights with them. We went down to San Antonio, spent some time there. And then I came back up to my grandpa's home. My car had been left there. So we got the 2 cars. One of those cars, when we were up there, my dad and his mother came up and they were in the pickup, had a bed in the back of it. After that, and she said, if you'll give me something like that so I don't have to sleep on the ground, I'll go camping with you. Okay. So I flipped through the magazine. I saw this car top camper. I don't know if it was real, but it wasn't very expensive. So I ordered it. I got home, got in. I thought, I have really played it now. This thing sat on top of your car. Just a box about that tall, south of the car, outside of it. When it pulled in place, it had bars on it, flipped the other side of it. The tip come up in a position. And on each side, there's a 5-gallon water tank on it. One for the shower. Had a shower on the other side. And then took these unit off and had her kitchen. And every time we pulled in place and put that thing together, everybody would just stop with the door, just freeze. What is going to come next? So we used it for 2 years up there. Camped out in Canada. Anyway, back home, we got 2 cars and heading down. Said, what are you going to do? I don't know. I'm supposed to go to Dallas, that's all I know. Kind of a stupid answer, but that's what we're based on. I've been living for the last 15 years. And I said, well, we're going to start with the company in Dallas. They're military type work. And went and interviewed with them. Yep, sounded good. But they went back to, sorry, I tell you that we're actually downgrading everything. And we're not hiring anybody new. Okay. That left me my other alternative in Fort Worth, same type of business. Yeah, you're hired. They went by there. He says, well, there's been some changes. He says, we're taking over the countertop people and move them, scattered them all out across the west and the north. He says, you still got a job you want? I says, I think not. So anyway, so that, and then left them. I just took the job up in Denton. I'm not sure it's supposed to be there, but I'll go try it. Okay. So we had this other car, the camper, was parked in the KOA just outside of Dallas, other side of Denton, between Denton and Dallas. And we just about wore our second or third pair of thongs out, walking down the swimming pool back on that rock. So no, but yeah, there's not much demand in our field for this type of work. We graduated from it. No, we don't have anything. Says, we could have something later, come and check again. I did, nothing. And I checked again, then checked again, nothing. And the pastor says, you know, maybe this is not where it's supposed to be. He said, but I'll try it. One more time, I'm not trying to put anybody on the ballot, but I didn't know, no, can't be here. Let me find someplace I can go. So I walked in and says, well, you're in luck. He says, the controller, I talked to him. He says, well, anybody wants a job that bad, and as bad as we need somebody to fill that position, hire him. But tell him it's a limited fee, see how it works out. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I'll take it. So that began my 40 years with more business farms here and then. And I was all places all south, different places up on the north and west side, different jobs I had to go to. And it kept working up. And then more began to get into trouble. We were keeping up with times. We were losing people and all this type of stuff. So out of the probably 40 or 50 accountants that worked for them in different places, there were 5 of us left. And one of my places, they put me in a small place here in Denton as a controller. And it seemed to be going okay. And then one day the boss went in and says, sorry, we're closing this down. And I don't see anything there for you at all. Says, I want you and Bob to stay here and clean everything up, clean it out, and get rid of everything. And then come back, pick up your paycheck. Okay. A few hours of prayer, this type of thing. And, he finally came back by before I got it cleaned up. He says, you about through here? I said, yeah. He says, I need you in somewhere between here and Dallas. I need you to come in doing the same type of job as what you're doing now. But now it's not going to be management like we are now. But the job is going to be there. So I said, okay, I'll take it. And after a year, they closed that one down. But they were going to end up in Louisville. And so I went there. And it seemed like just one place after another happened to me. Twice I was supposed to go to another place. One of them I thought, I'm surely getting that one because the guy came down to, he says, meet me there. He says, go with me, and then we didn't make an announcement. Oh, they're going to have the new controller. He says, I hate to tell you all this, but within the next 3 weeks, we're going to close it down totally. So another one lost another job. Stayed in Lowell for a while, and he left. Another manager came. After a little while, she said, they're getting rid of some of the accounts there. She says, oh, and people like me, she says, but I've been given a chance to more trying to put in a new management system, a new accounting system. He says, and I've been appointed to head that up. He says, I know what you are. I want you to come with me. You and someone, and the other two, says, you know them. Yes. He said, and we'll fly out of here on Monday morning. We'll fly back here on Friday night. But meanwhile, you'll be somewhere up north or even on to the west. A long ways from Texas, whatever. And that rocked along for a ways, and then somewhere around through there, somewhere I had the first 2 strokes. First stroke. And it was a minor one.
At the age of 60.
I was 50 at the time, 60 at the time. And He says, well, we need what you're doing, but rather than you we take a chance putting you out in the field, scattered everywhere. You're going to where's that?
Somewhere in Illinois.
Illinois, yeah. That's where the headquarters were. So you go there every day like you've been doing back home on weekends. And you'll be said, Jared, we're going through all the report and everything else, make sure everything's working well. Well, it kept going. Nothing was going right. It wouldn't work. We fixed it on Monday or Tuesday. By Wednesday or Thursday, it'd go complete again. Wouldn't work. What happened to get me out of there now?
Your brain wasn't quite up to it. It was
Yeah, it
failing.
wasn't.
It was failing. Couldn't remember.
Couldn't remember stuff. I says, they finally came in and said, I'm going to talk to the controller. And we're both all in agreement. We're afraid to be sending you out. We're going to send that. We're afraid to just be here all the time. Says, you're close to retirement. Not there yet, but you're almost there. Said, if we will give you early retirement, but at full retirement fees, would you take it? So I said, yes, I would. He said, you relieve us of a problem, I think. So I got my retirement. And it seemed like I left out some very important things.
So at that point, you were around the house working and you had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And that was starting the whole thing, and then he had to get a stent in his heart. And then when after that, he said, well, you need more stents, and they went in to stent his leg, and they discovered that he needed to have a stent to the aorta. And when they tried to stent in, it burst, and he almost bled to death.
There's
And he was in the hospital for a year and a third, didn't know anything.
What year was that?
I don't even know.
this was
I was going to the hospital every day, I was nuts.
in the 80s, 90s.
What year did you guys come to this church?
We came,
When we first came here,
that was in 69.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's when you started at
Yeah, we
this
started
church.
here, 69. And we can't go into that. After several months, we just, oh, that was another thing. We were still hunting church back then when we first came. We visited here. It was very small. A lot to look up, but
Dr.
we'd
Jensen.
like to have something a little larger, like Dr. Jensen. And we went and visited, but we didn't like it. We would come back each time we seen them like it here. And finally, it was a Sunday night. We were there visiting again, see how Sunday night was. And Dr. Jensen says, have never done this, but I'm going to do it tonight. So, what?
I shook the man's hand, and he said, do you play the piano? And I said, yes.
Anyway, we joined the church that day, whatever. However we went about getting there. And we was with him he was here another 4 or 5 years, I guess, at least.
A long time.
We served as interim, and then you joined as full-time pastor, right? Was he an interim for a while?
No, he was full-time
He was
pastor.
full-time pastor.
The whole time?
Yeah.
But he actually was he was a professor at TWU,
Okay.
chairman.
Now, the guy you're talking about that comes on later,
Okay.
that's because we had all this blowout around here, and we decided it's best. What roles I had in it, we just go somewhere else. It's just better. That wouldn't be good here. So we went to another church. Stayed there for a while. Then went to that big church out here on wherever that is.
Denton Bible.
Denton Bible. And the preacher, he was very good. He was supposedly one of our ex-pastors says he's probably the top evangelist. His information of anybody in anywhere. So we were going, the only problem is, at that time, I couldn't walk. I had been in a wheelchair or something. And they had parking places for that type of thing, except if you could get there on time. A lot of times we couldn't get there early, and then we had to wave out somewhere. And that's too far to walk in, so we finally quit it. Went back to Buddy's church. Who's that, Grace Temple? What's Buddy's church?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're back over there for a while. Because originally we went there, and I promised him that, he says, I need you to go with me over to that church. He says, I don't have anybody to do the type of things you do with the budgeting and all that type of stuff. I would just stay maybe 2 years, or at least 1 year. And at the end of 3 years, I says, buddy, I'm well past the time I agreed to stay. I think we probably leave. He says, I think your best bet to it is not working out. They're not accepting the fact that you didn't get involved in all this mess. So that's when we got back to it. And then we got tired of these other churches that couldn't get parking places, that type of thing. And several times I said, I want to go back to business town north. We never could make our mind, really, that's what we ought to do. And then here, just a few months ago, Sue says, well, if you're ready to go try it, I'm ready. So we came over. It's just like homecoming. The 4 people we knew here, they were here. They read us, they were happy they were here. That's, the guy was here, up here this morning.
Rick?
And David Fry. And what's her name, the little close to us?
Randy?
He teaches one of the Sunday school classes.
Oh, George.
Who?
George?
No, one's George. Teaches one right here. Anyway.
Well, that's David Fry. You said him. The one
Yeah.
right here, David.
They were here, and they were glad to see us.
That's a door.
And so yes, but that Sunday, maybe next Sunday, is when we joined.
Yeah.
And that's when they had the interim pastor here.
Okay.
I said, we were hesitant to go to interim pastor, but what it might be. It doesn't make any difference. We were like him now. Let's join. So we joined. Now he'd seen go, and then you showed up, and definitely he'd say, you go. But that's what happened. There's a lot of hundreds of little things in between there. Because I've been all the way from
Oh, all over. Pakistan, Germany, and where else did you name? All over the place. You kidding?
we've been in
North, south, east, west?
10 or 12 different countries.
Yeah.
I've traveled in Texas from Mexico to Canada,
Yeah.
and from East Coast to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And I've been in 37 different states or something. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of stuff I could have gone through. I kept knocking them off and tearing down, throw the pages away. But that's where we got down to. And I just felt I should cover this with you and let you know what's been, what we got into.
Oh, I love it. So, God had you guys on quite a journey. And then to come back here a year and a half ago after being joining in 1969, you said.
Yes.
Originally, that's phenomenal. God really brought you guys full circle, huh?
I won't say we're the oldest people here, but
We're close
We're
to it.
pushed to
I'll be
it.
83 this summer.
I'm 81. We'll be summer.
Pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Well, thank you, brother, for your testimony, and thank you for sharing how God used you. And since a small child, you said coming
Yes.
down the aisle, and
The other thing, real quick, I was in grade school, and one Sunday That's the, whatever class is, that would be it. And show up at church in the morning as usual. One of the guys there, what are they called, superintendent, he says, so-and-so's not here today. He says, I'll have to find you, get you somebody to class to go with and do something. He says, don't worry about it, just start, go ahead and fill out your reports. I said, whoa. He says, I can teach you a class, I can do that. He said, no, I mean really. I said, I mean really. I don't want to sport out of okay, we'll see. He kept dropping in. Afterwards, all right, if you ever need another teacher to fill in, you got a job. And so that was,
He had a Cinderella child, he really did.
Huh?
I didn't.
Yeah, mine was pretty wild.
she had a rough experience.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. That's quite a story, and it's a pleasure getting to know you guys in our time here. I'm sure other people. I'm going to post this on our members site on Facebook, and they'll be able to watch it and get to know you all a little better. Maybe even some of them that don't know as much. I know I've heard from multiple people what a blessing you guys have been in your time here, and they said I've had people tell me about a upright piano that used to sit in there in the fellowship hall, and you guys used to have a singings and everything else in there, and boy, you could just see their eyes light up talking about it. So you guys have had quite a ministry to this church.
Well, my
I think there was somebody else here.
Oh,
Okay,
there's a
somebody
few.
else who's next in line?
No.
Oh, you don't, okay.
My granddad, I had to be maybe 8, 9 years old, something like that. My granddad showed up one day. He says, son, I've got your son a tractor, a little Ford tractor. He says, you need to be working. So I started, 8 years old, started running the tractor every day. Not during school, not during church. Dad forgives. He would not work on. He said, every time I work on Monday, I'm having to replace a brand new expensive tire or something goes bad. It goes bad every time. So we didn't work on Sunday. But I started doing that. Then one summer, we had a combine and a couple of trucks that we cut our own field, wheat, and then all the neighbors that wanted to do it. But it was a short season, so you had to do everything you could. So the place we always bought his cars from, he says, my wheat is ready to be cut, and I cannot get anybody there. He says, it's not far up here. When you drive 15 miles an hour, it's a long way. So they said, okay, well, I can let you have him for a few days. So we moved everything up. He says, all right, you boys do a good job. You boys. Now, I was in Lowell High School, which made my brother 4 years behind me in school. And we could only work up until the dew fell, usually by 10, 11 o'clock. We had to quit and start again the next day. Well, the time we were down there, he would run the combine all day, and I would sleep down in the truck, catch wheat into the dumpster, have them dump it, come back, get another load. This went all day. Come about dark time, pull in, gas everything up, all clean it up. I'd start doing, I did the same thing all night, and he did the same thing I'd been doing in the daytime. Come morning again, I'd quit. It'd take 3 days. The two kids ran 24 hours a day.
Well, they worked hard. They worked hard, but they had a good life. It was a good time.
Let me ask you 2 more things before I let you go. Tell me, What's something that God taught you in all of your travels and everything that He's brought you through? And what is your favorite passage of Scripture?
What it has taught me is I've always, since the time that I had been up there and talked to him about me getting in trouble, and I found out he can be your best friend, or he can be your enemy if you're not going to be with him. But I always have known, just like asking for a wife. I thought 2 or 3 times, I thought I found them, but something always happened, and I just knew that wasn't her. But I knew this was. And
So to trust in God's timing.
yeah,
What's your favorite passage, Brother Lowell? Favorite passage of Scripture? Do you have a favorite that comes to mind?
yeah, I had one in mind, and after all this, I've totally forgotten it.
That's all right. That's all right.
But we've just always known, see, my grandparents, my dad, people, they were strong Southern Baptists, very strong. And Daddy, I've already told him about him, you know, he don't work Sundays. He's very strong man. He's all kind of committees and everything else. So my people have been strong people. My mother people, they were church people. They're not the strong people that Daddy's family were. And I just took after them, I guess.
Follow suit.
Huh?
Follow suit. Follow what they did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're sure glad for it, brother. It's been a blessing hearing your story, and good to get to know you and Sue over the last year. And I want to thank you both for your sweet spirit.
Be with you sooner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, God bless you both. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this,
Now,
and
how can we see that?
yeah, I will load it on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get
Yes,
it on
sir.
Facebook. If
Yep.
you can't get it, we'll
Yeah.
somebody else.
You know, like I've never been able to get your messages